Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Mount & Blade to a Bannerlord. Today we're going to dive in and take a look at what I think is probably one of the biggest changes the Tale Lords have made to the Bannerlord campaign in a long time, if not ever. This is going to completely change the way that you run your campaigns and also change every single one of them at the same time, and it's actually a really kind of small change, which is super interesting. As well as that, I've also got some Trials of the 7 on in the background, the Game of Thrones modification. I've recently been streaming it on the channel, and if you guys want to go ahead and find out about that mod, you can go ahead and check out one of my previous videos to see more about it. But yeah, basically in this change in 1.6.3, which is the new beta patch, and again I'll show you guys exactly how you download that beta patch at the end of the video. They've gone ahead and added in this really kind of, I guess, inconspicuous line which says under battle and sieges, introduce the death of NPCs in simulation battles. This now means that whether or not you are present in a battle, a character can die, and that will completely change the way that Calradia is shaped. It means that the emperors, the kings, the queens, there's a chance that they will just be slain in any battle at any point in your campaign, and that is kind of crazy when you think about it. You know, it's kind of a feature that I didn't really think was very important, but all of a sudden the campaign just becomes so much more dynamic. So again, if you kind of don't really get it quite yet, I'll explain a little bit more about how it previously worked now, as well as obviously now how it does work. So yeah, how it used to work is characters could only ever die when you were present in a battle and you were actually fighting it out. You couldn't simulate a battle that wouldn't cause any characters to die. And then obviously if you were fighting the battle out and a character was wounded in the game, there'd then be I think it was between a 5 to 10% chance that character would then actually be mortally wounded and killed. This meant that, you know, over the course of a campaign, you know, there was a very small chance that a lot of these important characters would actually die because you know, you end up not really fighting in these massive battles that often. You know, you play the first, like, you know, 4 hours of your campaign just kind of running around solo, fighting in these smaller skirmishes, and then obviously when you get into the latter part of the game, that's when you're in these bigger armies. But even then, you're not present in every battle across the across Calradia, so even then you're not like fighting out and killing as many lords as there are out there. However, obviously now there's a chance that if I'm just beginning the game and there's a big battle between Garrus and Rhaegar, all of a sudden they could kill each other, and the complete power shift of the campaign goes, and another clan takes over and is elected in power of the Western Empire. And I was just thinking about it and like how much more dynamic the campaigns are going to be now, and that's going to be really awesome. I can't wait. I'm not sure if they've adjusted the death rate, because obviously previously it was, I think, 5 to 10%, so I'm not sure if they're keeping it at 5% or they're going to reduce it down to maybe 1 or 2%. It'll be interesting to see how they do during the beta patch. I'm sure obviously this is one of the reasons why this is part of a beta patch, so that they can obviously get data back and kind of figure out, okay, our character's dying way too often now, and if they are, they can obviously reduce the death rate of said characters. It'll be really interesting as well. They could do a lot with this now that this is implemented, and I really hope they do. They can, for one, add in maybe an injury kind of mechanic into the game. You know, if characters are wounded in battle but they necessarily don't die, then maybe now they can start to, you know, get negative stats. Maybe they can, you know, start to lose limbs or eyes and you start getting visual scars on them. That'd be really cool to maybe see, you know, characters who are very battle hardened actually with loads of scars, because maybe you know, they didn't quite hit the 1 to 5% chance of dying, but maybe they hit that 1 to 15% chance of actually being, you know, badly wounded. It'd be cool to see them kind of change the variation of that, so it's not just so cut and dry of you're alive, you're dead. You know, if you were still wounded in a battle, I feel like you should definitely still see some repercussions of that wound. As well as that, I really hope I think they're going to have to start introducing a way of more clans and more characters of entering into the game, whether it is the ability just to rise more clans up from the ashes to, you know, give land to an unlanded lord, and that soldier then, you know, starts his own clan off, because I think we will start to see way more clans dying out. Of course we will. You know, all of a sudden the battles go from, like, you 50 battles in a campaign into probably the thousands of battles in a campaign where characters can die, right? Because there will be battles going on throughout the campaign everywhere, whether it's looters, armies, sieges, that's going to completely change the way up that characters will be alive in the campaign. They are going to die because it's just so much more likely. Even if they reduce the death chance down to 1-2%, it's still going to be a lot more frequent, and it's going to just completely change it up. So whether it is having the children grow up faster, whether it is having children more frequently, or just kind of the ability to add in more clans, like new clans in, I think that'd be really cool to start seeing not the same clan joining. Obviously, we're going to start to see way more characters kind of taking up positions. A certain clan might take the kingship after the king is dead much more frequently now, and you'll be able to see kind of what personalities they have. That's something else I would really love to see, is start to giving these clans different personalities, whether it is through the trait system. I think the trait system could really benefit from doing something like this. At the moment, you get these random like cunning, cruel, and stuff like that, and it doesn't really do anything, at least not that I've noticed. And it'd be really cool to start kind of encouraging that in AI behavior. If a character is cunning, maybe they don't get involved in the battle as often as someone who's maybe brave. Maybe the people who are brave have maybe a smaller chance of dying, or maybe a higher chance of dying in a battle, and they're leading the men from the front, whereas someone with the cunning trait will be sitting back and being a little bit more passive, and then that would actually reduce the chances of him getting wounded, because he's a lot less likely to actually be in the thick of it and actually die. Like, he is sitting back, commanding from the rear ranks, and that would be really cool. On top of that, them traits could then also boil over to the actual campaign map, and maybe a cunning clan leader would be more likely to, rise up through the ranks and make their way up the certain tiers to then hopefully eventually be king. I think there's a lot they could really do with it, and it makes me excited. The most recent patches have been very good. They also recently introduced the ability to make your companions into houses, into clans now, I believe. I think they added that in 1.6.2, so maybe they could do something like that for the AI as well. So you'll start to see if the AI drops below a certain threshold of clans, then all of a sudden they kind of create a couple more, which have to work their way up, to be clan rank 1, clan rank 2, etc. Again, that could be something that is really, really exciting. So overall, I just wanted to make a short, quick video on the Sunday to go ahead and just explore this new mechanic that they added in it. I feel like they've kind of snuck it under the radar, but I feel like it has just such a huge effect on the Bannerlord campaign. I don't know if I'm maybe overthinking this, maybe I'm overblowing this, maybe I'm not. What do you guys think of it? Let me know down below in the comments. Quickly though, what I'll do is I'll show you guys exactly how you revert to this new beta. So as you can see, all you have to do is go over to your Steam, right click onto Bannerlord, go down to properties, then you go down to betas, then go ahead and click this, and then you find 1.6.3, which is right here. The current version of the game is 1.6.2. You then click on 1.6.3, and then it will go ahead and download the appropriate files. And then as soon as you want to revert back, all you're going to have to do is then do this. So say, for example, we've just downloaded 1.6.3, then to go back, all you're going to have to do is click on properties, you're going to go down to betas, and then you can either click none just to go onto the current station of the beta, or sorry, of the game, which is 1.6.2, or you can find the current version right here. But again, if you just want to go back to vanilla, all you have to do is click none, and then it will download your files. You can also, if you're still having issues, just go ahead and go over to where is it? If you go over to local files and click verify game integrity, then it will just go ahead and re-download any files that shouldn't be there, which is always a good thing. So yeah, as I said, let me know what you guys think of this down below in the comments. Is there anything else you would like to see this system get developed into? Let me know as well. I also heard that apparently the map terrain system in its first iteration is supposed to be making its way in the next couple patches, hopefully. So maybe, I don't think the next one, but maybe the 1.6.5. It was rumored to be around there, whether it's still a couple more away. Hopefully that's coming soon. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. I personally can't wait. It's going to be really good and make the campaign super, super dynamic. So obviously subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know what you guys think of this feature down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.